Love and light, fellow humans, aliens. Now, I know y'all, or some of y'all, have heard the name Yakub before. Now, contrary to what you heard about Yakub, a lot of what you heard were false. Okay? They call him the big head scientist, but see, there, his head was not really big, in other words, right? They call him the big head scientist because he was knowledgeable. Okay? Sorry. He was knowledgeable, he was full of knowledge. Reason is his father was Enki, an Anunnaki who created the first humans, Adam and Eve, on this earth, along with his uncle, of course, but they were co creators of humans. And Enki taught him well. Enki taught him almost everything. So the boy became super smart. Needless to say, his family would not have let him rule, right? They would not allow him to rule because even though he was knowledgeable, he used to wreak havoc on a planetary scale. He even blew up planet. Okay, he blew up planets. That's how dangerous Murdoch was. He is the one who's responsible for the state Egypt is in right now. Yes, he caused an explosion in Egypt, right? Reason is they wouldn't let him rule, so he chose to destroy it and start his own civilization. But that's another story, and we'll get into that, right? But right now, I want to discuss with you how Yakub came to create this civilization that we're living in. He was the one who did the reset 3,600 years ago. Why 3,600 years? Because every 3,600 years is considered a shar to the Anunnakis, right? So he destroyed Egypt about 3,600 years ago, and he took over this earth because his family had to flee. Yes, they flee this planet and they left it to him. And not only that, they placed a dome over it so he could not escape. Now Murdoch did not do this on his own. He has 200 other helpers called the Igigi, right? And these Igigi are the ones who help him to keep humans in submission, right? They're the ones who he put forward to create laws and oppress us. In other words, these Igigis are now called the Jews because they are in humans' avatar, right? They are now wearing humans' avatar thanks to Murdoch, right? I'm not saying that as a good thing, but I'm going to show you how he did it, right? Now, remember the story about Murdoch taking the hybrid Anunnaki to the Caucasus Mountain to create white people? All right, well, he did take them peoples out of Egypt, but there were lies told along the way. He did not take them to the Caucasus Mountain, he took them to Ethiopia. And when he took them to Ethiopia, he began to, he created a lab, really. And he began to do what his father did to create his version of humans, right? Which was the white race, right? So what he did was when he interbred the hybrid Anunnaki, the lightest one he keeps. And then he injected another alien DNA, right, called the plates. to give them a lighter complexion. However, when he did that, I could imagine how angry he was because now between the plates DNA and the hybrid Anunnaki DNA, he start getting different color humans. He getting red, he getting dark, he getting brown, he getting light skin, he getting all kind of color. So all he could have done was get rid of the colors that he did not want and keep the lighter version, right? And when he did that, he spread these colors throughout Africa, right? The darker ones, he spread right through Africa. He spread them across the world, but he kind of separate them by colors, right? And anyhow, hybrid Anunnaki was all over the earth by that time, so they went and they bred with the hybrid Anunnaki, right? The ones that murder created, right? Anyway, well, like I tell you, he bred the hybrid Anunnaki with the plates and he get a lighter color, but not to what he really wanted, right? So now he ended up had to send out the darker ones worldwide, ship them out. You understand? And he kept the lighter ones, and he bred the lighter ones together, and he kept coming up with the same thing. It's a joke. You understand? Even though he bred them together, he's getting light, and he's getting darker, and he's getting dark. He's keep getting the same thing over and over, right? So he ended up had to ship them out, and see, it's a group of people that he took. So you could imagine, it's a lot of different breeds that came out of Ethiopia. This is why, if you check the Ethiopian population, you will notice that Ethiopia is very colorful when it comes to black people. Okay, because they are the originator, right, of this new creation, right? They partially, murder creation partially absorb all hybrid Anunnaki across the board. You hardly find a real 100% hybrid Anunnaki, right? And in future study, I'll tell you who they are because there are not much of them, but they're here, right? Anyway, Murdoch, in order to get his super race of people, right, after he get his fair skin complexion, the fairest one, but still black. Now he decided he have to separate them again, so he left Ethiopia to the fair skin black and the fair skin blacks, you know, different color blacks. He left them there in Ethiopia. And he moved on to take the lightest ones to Rome. And in Rome, he began to apply his trade again. So count with me. You have the first Garden of Eden with Enki and Enlil, and then you have Murdoch Garden of Eden in Ethiopia, and then a third one in Rome. This is where he perfected the white race in Rome. Okay? He brought the lightest ones to Rome. And then he used the plate DNA again. He keep interbreeding them with plates until he get that perfect white race. Right? Now there was a backlash to this because guess what? The white people that he got, they were humans. Humans meaning conscious beings. Right? He could not control them. And that's not what he wanted. Right? Excuse me. He wanted a set of being who he could control. All right, so he had to abandon these whites, right? And now he created a lab, and he uses the DNA of the white people that he created between the plates and the lightest Ethiopians, right, which gives them the white race. Now he inject the Igigi DNA.